Welcome to BeachLife UnLocked, episode number 15. Mitchell David here with my colleague Mike Dotson. Today's going to be the market review of April 2025. So real quick, I'll start out by saying, honestly, by numbers, it's still a good market. Sometimes it might not feel like that, which we'll go into detail, but it's still a good market here at the beach.
It's a weird market.
It's a weird market.
I've been doing this for 5 years now. I haven't seen anything like this myself. Right? I haven't been that long, obviously, but in the 5 years, it hasn't been like this.
No, I do. I think there has been definitely a shift in the market, and I think this stat's going to be kind of explain it. You know, there's been, since last year at this time, there's been an increase of inventory of 48%.
Yep.
And I think the increase in inventory has everybody off just a little bit, right? Because there's still buyers, and they're still buying, and there's still, you know, I think we were over 100 sales last month, 109, right, in the area for the Ocean. So again, a good month up from, you know, the previous month. So again, we're looking good, we're staying strong. Just more choices.
Yeah, there's a lot of inventory out there. This is the most I've seen since I've been at the beach. Over 500 units on the market right now. I mean, things are, like you said, things are still selling. It just doesn't feel like a normal real estate market.
I think the difference too is, you know, we have some listings that are kind of stagnant on the market. And I think that's been taking a big toll on us trying to figure out how to navigate to get them sold, because, you know, we want our clients to get a property sold, and we want to get them the best price.
Right.
But they're just not moving.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And so we're diving into the numbers to try to figure out why. But I guess this really goes out to the sellers out there who are starting to get frustrated because, you know, the market before, 13 days, 30 days, 50 days, 60 days, now we're 70 days.
77 days on the market.
Right, so that means there's properties well above that, and there's properties below that. That's kind of that middle ground.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we've seen it. There's properties that come on that, you know, you see just go active, and it's like, that's never going to sell, and next thing you know, it's under contract. And then there's properties going to market like, oh, that's never going to last.
And they're still on.
And they're still on the market.
Exactly. And so, I mean, when we used to have a whole bunch of properties on the market, you know, pre-COVID, it was interesting. Things would go in cycles. Like there'd be a hot building, and for, you know, 2 or 3 months, you know, this is Golden Sands. Everything in the Golden Sands that got listed would sell.
Sell quick.
Right? And so some people are like, oh, I want to go list my property. And then all of a sudden, you know, all the buyers that were out there for that product are now gone, and so those properties are sitting. But then this other building over here got hot all of a sudden. That's kind of what we're going to now.
Yeah.
And again, the numbers are showing we're kind of going back to that cyclical that we were prior to, where we're ebb and flow, right? So we're kind of in the busy, but we're starting to get into rental season.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
You know, right. Or actually, you're in the midst of rental.
I'm in the midst of it.
You're in the midst of rental season. And so that's super busy as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, people still come to the beach. People still love the ocean. But for us, as far as buyers and sellers go, I feel like things have kind of died off. There's buyers that come, maybe look for a day or two, and then they kind of, you know, end their search. And then there's buyers like you mentioned, I had recently came, met them, showed them properties for 2 days. They're under contract. You know, so you know, there's still buyers out there, still looking, still ready to buy. But I think a lot of it right now, at least from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of looky-loose. People are watching the market, but not sure what's going to happen with, you know, tariffs or whatever it is. Little uncertainty.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own little reasons why they're not buying. But again, I will say this. I think that, you know, there are buyers. We are selling. The numbers are showing it. So to you out there looking, you know, are prices coming down a bit? That's true too, they are. I mean, if you look at where listings have been put out, and obviously I know depending on what properties, but you know, the prices have started to come down on listings out there. So again, active market, good spot for buyers to kind of pop in, especially those who have cash who aren't rate sensitive at all. For sure, that would be a bonus. It is hard to talk to sellers though, especially when you're about to list properties.
Yep.
Because you need to take this all in consideration, because the numbers show one thing, but then to your point is that may not be a listing that gets that type of activity.
Right, they're not in a building that's hot right now.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this. This is my new thing for 2025 so far is you can definitely overprice a property, right? But you cannot underprice it. If you underprice it, you'll get the activity, you'll get the people out, you'll get the best terms and conditions. But if you overprice that property, man,
they will make you pay.
it's painful.
Buyers will make you pay.
It is. And then you're just chasing the market down, which honestly in real estate just is never a good thing to do. So again, the other thing is, and we don't talk about Ocean Pines that much, Ocean Pines is hot right now.
Yeah. I mean, it almost seems like if it gets listed in Ocean Pines, it's going to sell.
It's going to sell
pretty quick.
Especially if it's in that $400,000 range. You get that something 380s, 4.25.
Yeah, I mean, these numbers here you printed out. Ocean Pines compared to Ocean City, consecutive days on the market is half in Ocean Pines as it is in Ocean City right now.
So there you go. So again, kind of what Mike and I talked about before is, every market is not the same, even within 6 miles, 8 miles apart, because again, buyers will, go to where they feel the best value for their dollar is. And right now, people are thinking single family homes in that 385 to 4.25 at the beach is a good investment.
That's the perfect spot right now.
It is.
Big, it's hot in that area. I mean, we have listings, above and below that, and sitting, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think the takeaway today from us for the seller side, for the buyer side, it's easy. You keep doing what you're doing. You have tons of opportunities to buy. Interest rates are what they're going to be. Tariffs are going to what be. So if it's time to buy for you now, like Mike has said before, you buy.
You buy.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's not, then you wait. But for sellers, you really need to make sure when you're talking to your agent, you have a game plan. We talked about open houses and why they can be valuable, why they may not be valuable. But you better list a property properly. I'm going through with a potential client now. Maybe he hires me, maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm brutally honest on where I think the property is at this juncture, because I don't want him to have false expectations.
Yeah, and I think he's been giving you a little bit of pushback on that, because he had a number in mind before you guys even spoke, and that number doesn't. The market's telling us that number doesn't appear to be realistic. Now, we've seen properties get listed, and you're like, that's never going to sell at that price. It's priced too high, and then it sells.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
so, but for the most part, the market's telling us if you overprice it, you're gonna sit, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, and if we look at the numbers and you go back in there and you look, 2-3 years ago when we only had 150, 200 properties on the market, the difference there was, those properties were selling. We would have 210 sales in a month.
Right.
We had half. We had 109 sales last month, but we have 561 on the market at the beach. So, sales are not as high as they were, numbers, 2 or 3 years ago, and we have more inventory, so it's just getting diluted.
It's still almost 20% of their inventory being sold on a monthly basis.
Right. So again, I like the market we're in. I wish we were a bit more even keeled. It's just, like Mike said, back and forth depending on what building, but I'm still optimistic for 2025. I feel that way. We can see realtors numbers that we look at, and people are still doing really, really well. We're, as a team, doing super well. So again, any parting words for the market update for April?
Don't panic.
Good point. I like that. Yeah, don't panic.
Don't panic. I mean, stay the course, especially for buyers and sellers alike. Honestly, stay the course. When your building gets hot as a seller, be ready, because you're gonna sell.
I like that. So stay the course. Don't panic. You need information, reach out to Mike and I. We have the numbers. If you need specific numbers, feel free to call us, feel free to email us, text us, or you can visit our website.
BeachLife OceanCity.com.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.